EA Sports. Today it all starts, the first of 6 on this Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Houston Texans. It's the first of 6 games here on Super Wild Card weekend, and we are underway on EA Sports.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go, let's go. 18, let's go. 11.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. They'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Here we go. Close. 18, let's go.
First carry here for Joe Mixon. And right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. Stroud. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is taken in at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games, too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins from 4 yards out. And the Texans will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Ravens nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Tyler Luke now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 3. Mix it up the middle. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Again, it's Mixon. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Here we go, let's go.
And Stroud now to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Here we go. Swap, mother swap. Why Tony?
Throwing now is Stroud. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down.
11.
Stroud looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title. So they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs.
Stroud is hit and the ball is loose. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Stroud. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Hey, South. Why Tony? Ow, for tonight. On 18.
Stroud to throw it. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Under a minute to go, clock running in a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
2nd and 10.
On the quick, right? Go win him.
Stroud completes this out wide. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Rashid Shaheed. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
These two teams all tied after one. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
South.
Here's Stroud. That is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. 63 yards. And the Texans have taken the lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Here's Jackson to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
And the Raven first down.
They'll run on first down. Divine. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Play action. It's Jackson. His throw incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, when you're a road team in the playoffs, when you're a wild card, what's the one thing you need to be able to do to stay in football games? Run the football. And that's an excellent job right there of identifying where to go and picking up good yardage.
Here's Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 4.
Now a handoff up the middle. Alexander. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Jackson now.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them up the scoreboard here.
Now it's Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5.
It's a gain of 6.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Fourth down, here's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. On his loop for the extra point.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
Ties the game at 14.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Here we go. 18. What's that? Why Tony?
Stroud out of the gun here.
He'll find Shaheed out to the right.
Touchdown, Houston. A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Texans have taken the lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14.
Ravens 14.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. Now Jackson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, Devine. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
That's a nice catch, but unable to stay in bounds. And remember, it wasn't a wide receiver who works on that all the time.
I was going to say, he likes to get the ball handed to him. Now, don't get me wrong, he's part of the passing game as well, but maybe a little out of his comfort zone there.
Yeah, he might want to have a few words to say to us about that later, but I am still going with you on that. And wide receivers work out a little bit more.
problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10. That's going to be caught. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They're backed up here with a first and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here we go.
Stroud working out of the gun. And he's got his big tight end here. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will do it for this first half.
24, Ravens 17.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. And the Texans are going to have it here just past the 25. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Now he's going to step up and run. Throw right side, taken in by Collins. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now a pause for the injury, and that is as Joe Mixon clearly in some discomfort following that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Okay. Tony.
Looking from the gun. Stroud. And he goes out right around the 39. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. A huge play there for Houston. 45 yards.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
All right. At 18. What's up? South.
And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
2J. Here we go. At 18. What's up?
Play action. Stroud now. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here we go. Rock.
Mixon. Going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Right. 18. What's up?
On 2nd and goal, there's an option play left.
Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. He finds his man complete. That's Alexander. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
DC one.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
Go. No.
Jackson going to keep it running right.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
I haven't been a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job holding to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there. 35 yards.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from evening this one up. Luke now for the extra point.
And that will tie our game here in the 3rd quarter.
That ties the game 24-24.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
First and 10 at their 31-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run with a USC man, Woody Marks.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Stroud. Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line.
And the Texans first down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
What's that?
On the give, it's Vidal.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Some of the big boppers in the game traditionally have been safeties, and he certainly fits that mold. He lets his pads do his talking.
Now they contend with a second and 12 after the loss.
Oh, 118. What's that?
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play to just airmail it out of bounds.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
On the quick, right? 12. Why Tony? Hey, uno.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
What's that? 118. What's that?
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
Here we go.
They'll run with Vidal.
Powers through. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2.
What's that? What? 118.
Again, it's Vidal.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Kamani Vidal.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Texans 31, Ravens 24.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
On the return. The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
DC, ready?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Ready.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Up the middle they go. Devine. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
And he will have a Ravens 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of the football.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 33 yards that time.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Get on, go. Ready. Shot. Get on.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Play action. Now Jackson.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he'll just get rid of it.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. From 19 yards away. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied, 4th quarter as the kick is away here.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And it's all on the line now, all even in this wild card matchup. Maybe their most important drive of the season coming up right now here, 1st and 10.
gain of 3, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7.
18. That's it.
And Stroud now to throw. He'll swing this out to Marks.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
All right.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That catch moves him over 100 yards now for this wild card game, and a first down as well.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. A run. Here's Vidal.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Here comes 2nd down.
Hey! 18. What's it? Speed left, speed left.
On the ground, it's Vidal. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Plenty of time left, plus all 3 timeouts. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll keep it on the ground. Vidal. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
All right. 18. What's that?
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's a give up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
Here we go. 18. Red. Out to the right. Out to the right. 2J.
Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
What can they come up with here? It's 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Let's go. 18. What's that? Hey, south. Look the hot.
Now Stroud.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds to stop the clock. And they continue to move a little bit closer toward that potential game-winning field goal. Here we go. This is fourth down.
11. Why Tony? 118. What's that? Under. 19 Texans.
Stroud. Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
Tie game, fourth quarter. You're already in the red zone, well in field goal range. You can't throw a pick there.
And you know I want to give all the credit to the defenders, right? I mean, they made a play on the ball. But bottom line, you set up the situation perfectly. You've already got the field goal in the bag. You've got to make sure you take care of the football in that situation.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
They'll come up now. This is second and long.
All right. 118. What's that?
Now a handoff up the middle. Vidal. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. This to advance to the divisional round. And the kick is good. He got it. And it's official now. They're going to the playoffs.
And the Texans are moving on as we say so long, everybody.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.